last topic I want to bring up is kind of piggybacking on what we was discussing last week with um what we think maybe like could be good additions to the LTA/LCS next year is adding more co-streamers to the broadcast because today I don't know if you saw in like our little chat that a football creator has gotten co-streaming rights to an official European soccer league, the Bundesliga. So instead of just live viewing these games, he's now going to be able to have the official match day broadcast on the thing, and it made me realize, like, um, the owner of NBC, like Comcast, also owns Sky TV in the UK. So it's like we're the UK version of NBC. And what they've started doing this year and last year is incorporating like people with big social media presence onto their broadcast a lot. Not always during like match days. That's still more for like the professional the players and ex-players and pundits and stuff. But during like the day, like in the middle of the day or whatever, they will have like social media creators coming on and doing like an hour show on like to build up stuff throughout the week and getting people more engaged during the week and not just people tuning in for the matches. And I really would like to see this more in LTA because I think that's one of the only ways we save this is incorporating these big names. I don't think not like kicking Azael and Kobe off to die, for example, and then replacing it with Dom and LS, but I think you should be having a host and then you should be having like Emily, Raz, and then a consistent co-streamer there each week, one of them. Making this more of like they are part of the broadcast rather than they're watching the broadcast. Um, that would be my thing, because if they truly want to care about the revival of NA League, they need to be part of this solution, and that includes like weekly shows. Like they used to have this or that, and amongst the other shows that you'll know, you need to start incorporating these creators into everything, in my opinion, and really start rebuilding.
Um, I think those are two different things. There's co-streaming as like an art, I guess, like the fact that he's this professional player is allowed to co-stream in the NFL and American football. We also open that door to pros co-streaming games. Um, I think that's been talked a lot about. What you're more talking about is like incorporating the co-streamers into the sort of weekly content rather than the broadcast. Or maybe like not
A
specifically in
mixture
like
of both,
casting the
because you
games.
don't want it to be
Yeah, not
overbearing. You don't want it to be overbearing where like Emily and Raz and Azael Kobe they're all like gone, and you're having it
yeah.
more feel informal. You want like a very good mixture.
Like, would it be cool if every week on the dive we have like a rotating guest? Like one day it's LS, one day it's Dom. Like it would be really cool to have Ludwig on there one week. Like just randomly show up. It would be cool to have like Mrs. Jim Jim. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I don't really watch her, but if she's there, she co-streams the games. Like people like that. I think it would be cool to have like a rotating list of guests that vary in skill level and in like fandoms is another thing, because the idea of this is like you're bringing different people into different audiences. If you're just like targeting the same audience over and over again, like that's good, but you also want to target different audiences. I think teams honestly should be doing more of like cross, platforms, not platforms, but like audiences. I do like that idea a lot, to be honest. I don't know how they would like consistently be able to like book guests like that. It might be difficult. Maybe it's like every other week or something like that. But I think it's something like an avenue that we really do need to explore.
The
I
first
like
thing
your
you can
idea.
do, the first thing you can do is a podcast. I think start that by having that a weekly podcast between I don't know. Like you could Dom and Ellis are like the first people to come to mind when it comes to North America. You can have a guest of Caedrel, but my thing is you want to
Yamato
have
could
the
be
North
another guest.
America.
Yeah.
You want it more to be the North American creators that are pushing this, because if you're having to rely on like Caedrel popping in now every now and again to boost the viewership, that's not sustainable long term. So you really want to have like Dom, LS, Doublelift, Sneaky, Meteos try. And I know he's not content creator, but having Bjergsen on like a broadcast, have because you'd want like a revolving door of players, ex-players, but also creators.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how many creators are in the scene? That's what I was thinking. Like, you need to kind of start expanding
Because
like
when you say Dom and LS, and then the list goes like immediately off a cliff. Like when you stop saying those names for North America.
yeah, that's another problem. Like, we don't have that many content creators that are like invested in professional League of Legends. We have a lot of League of Legends creators. Tyler Marn, like the list goes on and on and on and on and on. But like that are invested and would like want to do something like this, I don't know. I think partly it's because Riot never really tried. The teams never really tried with these players, so they never really invested into that like avenue. I think the other part is just whenever teams were getting like content creators as signing them as content creators, they did a completely like they did such a horrible job of incorporating them that now like any content creator just doesn't feel like, besides Basil and now Dominate, but like he's more of a coach rather than like a content creator. It's just name a content creator that you see him and you're like, oh yeah, that's why I'm a fan of this team because of that person, or that person brings in like views and stuff. Like Lorlo, Midbeast, like those are Team Liquid content creators. Those don't really like.
Midbeast doesn't really bring in the views, even though like you will identify him immediately as a Cloud9 person.
Yeah, I think Meteos might be a good example of like he had his heyday and now maybe it's not really like that. But like, no team decided to sign Doublelift, and like even if they did, would Doublelift really be like, hey, this is my team, I'm cheering for them, I'm interviewing them after games, I'm like doing stuff. LS tried to do that a little bit, but I feel like he just very inconsistent.
That's where you'd have to actually hire them though, as like people officially part of like Riot, and having them consistently, whether that's like a weekly, like whether that's just having like a weekly thing, even if LS is remote, where LS is breaking down these drafts and bringing him in, like you can immediately like quick transition to LS, saying like we've got LS on the line. Even if he's not even like got his webcam on, you can just hear his voice over the tannoy in the studio. Like you will have people tuning in just to hear what he's saying, and not like the drawback you'll have is, will the co-streamers want to take away from their actual like co-streaming that they've like built up, especially like a person like Dom, who has took a lot of time to actually build up his audience to a point where like he's one of the more successful in the region. So like you'll always have that drawback, but I do think maybe that's the next step forward, is the co-streamers go away from the co-stream and they are now the broadcast. So like every week, like every single week, like you have Dom in LA, LS in LA, and they're on the broadcast consistently. So like after a series, you have LS standing there on like one of the monitors, and he's going down draft, and he's talking about like pathing and all this stuff, and you start to incorporate that way.
I think so. I think that's like a very useful method. I think like even people who are just league adjacent, like not league LTA adjacent, even just like league players, like I think Pokimane, or not Pokimane, what's her name? The Lily Pichu, yeah. She plays a lot of League. Like, bring her on. Like, just bring these. You brought in Miss Chim Chim. Bring in like other League of Legends creator. Bring in Tyler One more often. Bring in, these content creators. I don't know if Tyler One still plays League, honestly, but like, bring them in and see what happens. What's his name? Scump is playing a lot of League right now. Like, he's addicted to League. Bring him in. Bring him in. As an Optic fan, I'm like, hell yeah.
I thought they missed the boat with having coverage there more often.
Yeah.
Because he was one that's actually invested in the esports.
They tried it, and it was working. They tried it. It was working, yeah.
Oh, David. Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry, Shynock. No, I'm just letting everyone who may have not seen it know that David has had a more successful rebrand than the LTA.
And it's only been 3 days.
I got that from David's stream. I can't take ownership of that one.
Gorilla Jones, hell yeah! Like bring in Gorilla Jones, just like
No,
I don't know, be
do you know
fun
who we
with it.
need?
Like
We need
literally
Drew
last.
now. We need like Drew's corner where he's just sitting, like he's just banning people, like he's just analyzing people's like logs and then
There's
banning them
just
on the
like you know
spot.
how sometimes they play like a little bit of short recording of like a team content. And they're like, check it out on YouTube. Like between games. Instead, it's just like Drew looking at his notes. He's like, you liar! Like just like type frantically writing out the tweet, and the tweet shows up. Scum would be amazing. I agree. I think like we started doing it in 2024. This is the other thing that I've been talking about. 2024, Mark Z gets a little bit of control, does a lot of really cool changes. You got pros, you get like a lot of different co-streamers. We saw Ludwig, I think, even before, or maybe it wasn't Ludwig. We saw Mrs. Chimsim. We saw a bunch of like I think Courage even came on. I
Courage
think someone else.
definitely, Courage definitely casted a couple of 100 Thieves games. No, because there was like a running
Yeah, we
theme of
saw a
like them
bunch.
not winning when he casted them.
That's right. That's right. We saw a bunch of this happening in 2024. Like, why did we stop it? Did we not realize it was working? Like, I don't know. I think maybe we had Lorlo on one day. Um, yeah, we did have Ludwig. Oh, cutie. That's right. She had like that segment where she was like cooking or something. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. Like I'm old as well, so
I
my
was like
memory
when they were
sucks.
roasting Fudge, I believe.
Yeah, it was like I didn't know about these creators. Not like I didn't watch these creators. I knew about them, but it like gave me an opportunity to interact and see, hey, I actually like this creator, so I'm gonna watch them, and I don't like this creator, I'm not gonna watch them. But at the end of the day, like their followings also mattered to the LTA, and it's just I don't know. I feel like I talk about this every week, and I don't really want to be a broken record, but you had stuff that was working, and you stopped doing it, and now it's not working, and you're like, Pikachu face? Question mark? Like I don't know.
It's a mess. Not that we've
It's
not said that before.